40 sports games in one. This is another one of those sports games collections, much like the Instant Sports series. Bulk mini-game sports collections are easy to do, but they're often shallow versions of the sport. I was able to test most of the sports in this. There were some that were locked off if you have 3 or more real people, and I don't have anyone to test this with me. You can technically play this with motion controls. Only 5 out of the 40 games support motion controls. That's a little over 12% of the games on here. It's so little, I don't even know why they bothered. The motion controls work okay. I did have some issues with bowling. It worked way better with button controls than motion, as when I used motion controls, it consistently would not turn the way I wanted it to. There was a free-to-play mode and a tournament mode. You could play with 1 to 4 people. The free-to-play mode was as easy as picking a sport, which was mostly in alphabetical order, until it decides not to be. It was very bizarre. I don't know why it wasn't consistent. All the games will start up by showing you how to play the game, which was very simple and hardly used more than 2 buttons. Or you're just moving the directional stick. Now most of these games played okay. There were some that just didn't make any sense. For example, there is a mini golf game. It's all about adding up the yards to the pin. Instead of actually seeing how many hits it would take, it wouldn't even let us play out the hole. It just jumps us to another hole in a random position. Then there's the bike jump, which instead of having us worry about jumping it, we have to guess where on the hill it would take us the amount they want us to go. It was so strange. It's like they put a game that you might see in The Price is Right in this bike jumping game. Why overcomplicate this? Even the American football was strange. Instead of having us pass a ball and make downs, they said, what if we threw a ton of people at you and said you just have to dodge them? That being said, I do like some of their takes in the sports. Like one where the basketball hoop would go up and down depending on when someone sinks a basket. Instead of a power meter, you pull your arm back for a more powerful throw. And I thought it was clever. I'm not going to go and talk about every game in here, because we'd be here for about 30 minutes at least. I will say I tried every one of the ones that I had access to. There wasn't one that I would say was bad. There were some that were dragged out a little too long. Like this rollerblading course, which wouldn't end until someone finished it. And even the computer had issues with it. It was very tricky. It took me over 3 minutes and many deaths to get past this one obstacle. The biggest issue with this is that there was no game that I thought was worth replaying. They were fine for small playthroughs, but they were too simple for repeated plays. You can't even set the difficulty level to computer players. The way they act in the game can range from terrible to a professional athlete. It was never consistent. If you wanted a challenge, you would have to hope you got lucky and the game set the computer players to hard. I wish you could say, like most games, to put the difficulty at easy, medium, or hard. They'll give you experience points when you finish a sport, and you can unlock these new clothes or faces for your characters. I was able to max it out after just playing all the games and just a few replays. I did run into a very odd glitch. When I was going into another game, the game wouldn't get off this hypnotic loading screen. Seriously, this thing was giving me slight headaches because it was moving in a clockwise and counterclockwise movements. I could see the sports that I was trying to pick. It wouldn't leave this screen. I tried playing the game and I could hear what was happening, but I couldn't see anything, so I had to shut down the game in order to fix it. 40 sports games in one was okay. I do wish there were some better options for the party mode. The sports though were fun enough in short bursts. They have a good mixture of sports and they were easy enough to control. Now this is normally $29.99 and I would wait for this to go on sale. The games were very simplistic and the tournament was quick to play, but everything felt a little shallow for repeated plays. If you have a young child no older than 10, they might enjoy this, but you should definitely wait for this to go on sale.